Hello everyone, I am Menendra Surve. You are watching my channel. Today we are going to see Porter governors. Inside, what is governor? First I am asking to you. A governor, we can say it is a speed controller or speed limiter. It is a device used to measure and regulate. Yes, it is a device used to measure and regulate speed of a machine, or we can say speed of an engine. And why we are going to use this kind of device in an engine, why governors is used in engine. For particular, a governor is a system that is used to maintain the mean speed of an engine. So within a certain limits under the fluctuating load or conditions, it does this by regulating and controlling the amount of fuel supplied to the engine. So the basic use of these types of governor is to control the fluctuation of a fluid according to the load on the engine. So inside that, this is the schematic figure of a Porter governor. These are the upper arms. Okay, these are the lower arms. The balls are attached at the upper arms. These two balls are attached having mass small m. So weight of the ball is mg, small mg. This is the sleeve. Total sleeve is attached over here on the spindle axis. So weight of the sleeve at each section is half, capital Mg by 2, as capital M is the mass of the sleeve. Okay, this is the force, centrifugal force Fc acting on this ball. Here it is centrifugal force acting on outward direction. So there are only three forces acting on the system, that is nothing but first one, centrifugal force. This is the weight of the small ball mg, and this is the weight of the sleeve, that is mg by 2. Why it is mg by 2? Because we are considering only half section of this Porter governor, this side. Okay, if you consider the half section, so this is half section, means this half weight, this is also half weight, means mg by 2 and mg by 2. Now we are going to see some nomenclatures used in the system. M is the mass of each ball. Yes, W is nothing but weight of each ball. Then moving forward, capital M is the mass of the central load as a sleeve. Weight is the capital W is the weight of the central load. Then H is the height of the governor. So this is nothing but your height of the governor from the central C to O, that is nothing but H, height of the governor. R is the radius of rotation. Okay, so from the center of the sleeve toward the ball center, that is nothing but R. This distance is R, radius of rotation. This is also R, radius of rotation. Then Fc, centrifugal force on the ball. So this is the Fc, centrifugal force acting on the ball, that is nothing but mr omega square. Yes, mr omega square. N, rotational speed of a ball in rpm. Yes, this is rotational speed of each ball in rpm. Then alpha. So first look, where is the alpha? So alpha, actually this is the angle of inclination alpha. What is that? Angle of inclination of upper arm to the vertical. This is upper arms, these both are my upper arms. So this is alpha, is nothing but angle of inclination of upper arm with the vertical. Yes, so this is alpha. Again beta, next is beta. So what is beta? Where it is actually? Look at it here is my beta angle. What is that? Angle of inclination of lower arm to the vertical. So this is my lower arm AB, this is also my lower arm AM. So this angle beta is nothing but angle of inclination of lower arm, this is lower arm with the vertical, that is nothing but beta. Okay, now I, what is I? This point is nothing but I. Yes, so I is the point of intersection of horizontal line at B. Okay, I is the point of intersection of horizontal line at B and extension of a line OA produced. So this is my OA. If you produce the extension of a line OA, this will meet over here, and if you extend the line B, this will end with here. So this is the intersection of the both the lines. So that's why we can say point of intersection of horizontal line at a B and extension of a line OA produce. Okay, these are some terminologies we are going to use. Next, we have to find out its derivation. For the derivation purpose, considering equilibrium of all the forces for a left half of the governor. So this is my left half. We are considering equilibrium forces. This is Fc, mg and mg by 2. So for equilibrium, this is Fc force Fc into the perpendicular distance AD. Yes, this is anti-clockwise. So here I am written Fc into AD, okay, plus mg into id plus mg by 2 into ib, because see here Fc into AD as the perpendicular distance, it is a anti-clockwise, is equal to clockwise direction what, mg into id, force into perpendicular distance id, this is clockwise. Again this is also clockwise, mg by 2 into this is perpendicular distance ib. So anti-clockwise is equal to clockwise, mg into id you will get clockwise, mg by 2 into ib you will get clockwise, and fc into ad it is anti-clockwise. So fc is nothing but mr omega square, putting the value over here and dividing ad throughout all the equation at the right side. So dividing ad. Now id by ad, look into the figure. If you looking into the figure, this is my id divided by ad. If you take this id divided by ad, that is nothing but tan alpha. Look at here, this is angle of inclination alpha, id divided by ad. So I am putting here id by ad is a tan alpha, then mg by 2 as it is, and my ib is nothing but id plus bd. Look into the figure, my ib is nothing but id plus db. Okay, so id plus db divided by ad. Again mr omega square as it is, mg into tan alpha, mg by 2, since separating this id by ad and bd by ad. So mr omega square mg tan alpha, mg by 2 as it is. Again id divided by ad is my tan alpha from figure 1, id divided by ad is tan alpha, and bd divided by ad, look at into the figure where it is my bd, this is bd divided by ad. What is that? bd divided by ad is nothing but tan beta. Look into the figure, bd divided by ad is tan beta. Okay, so bd divided by ad tan beta. Now mr omega square mg tan alpha plus mg by 2, this is a tan alpha tan beta. Now you can take g tan alpha as a common. If you take g tan alpha common, what is remaining inside? M plus m by 2. If you take tan alpha common, 1 plus tan beta by tan alpha. Now we are assuming here tan beta by tan alpha is nothing but q. So m plus mg by 2, 1 plus this whole term is assuming as a q. Okay, so mr omega square g tan alpha m plus m by 2 inside bracket 1 plus q. Now what is tan alpha? If you see in the figure, tan alpha, if I wanted to write expression for tan alpha, that is nothing but, here it is my alpha, tan alpha, this is r and divided by h. I can write tan alpha is equal to r by h. Okay, so only putting tan alpha value r by h, m plus m by 2, same expression. Now if you look here, r will get cancelled, m omega square is equal to g by h, m plus m by 2, 1 plus q. Okay, after getting this, we will move forward. G m omega square. Now I am taking m common. Okay, if I am taking m common, what will remaining inside? M plus m divided by 2m, because I am taking m as a common, so that's why here small m is coming, 1 plus q. So if I am taking this m and m, both cancel out. What is remaining here? Omega square is equal to g by h inside bracket 1 plus m by twice m, 1 plus q. Now most important thing, what is omega? Angular speed in radians per second, that is nothing but 2 pi n by 60. Now put here h is equal to g by omega square. If you put omega square is equal to 2 pi n by 60 and square, that's why here square. If you put here h is equal to g by omega square, and omega square is nothing but 2 pi n by 60, and remaining term as it is, and then solve g divided by 2 pi n by 60 bracket square. What we will get? One constant term, and that constant term is nothing but 895 divided by this n square. So simplification or calculation, g 9.81 divided by 2 pi n by 60 and square of that, we will get h is equal to one constant term 895 point n square and remaining term as it is. This is the required expression for height of the Porter governor. Okay, now I'm simply here taking n square is equal to 895 by h. In terms of, if you want in terms of n rotational speed, you can take h here. N square is equal to 895 by h inside bracket 1 plus m by twice m into 1 plus q. Now one more important thing, in some question they have provided the data likewise. If all arms are equal in length and they intersect on the axis of the spindle, so if your all arms means upper arm and lower arm both are unequal in length, okay, so that condition your alpha angle of inclination with the vertical is equal to beta. Okay, so these both arms when equal, we are assuming q is equal to tan beta by tan alpha, and if both angles are equal then you will get q value is nothing but 1. So simply if I am putting here q value is equal to 1, so 1 plus 1 2, this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. What is remaining? 1 plus capital M by small m, and this term as it is. So my required expression for height of a Porter governor, if my all arms are equal, then h is equal to 895 by n square inside bracket 1 plus capital M divided by small m. So thank you for watching my channel. If you like it, subscribe my channel.